I'm trying something new out today. Got some of these greens from an old-time fun shop, which we'll show you some of that stuff in a bit, but today is a beautiful day. It's cloudy, it's dreary, for the middle of the day, it's nice and chilly, right? So it's September, and I thought it was still summertime. Because it was hot as fuck just the other day, and now it's actually nice and chilly. So I get to wear long sleeves. Yay! So, I have to do a couple of things today. I'm going to return this because it doesn't work, and go get some tea, and go visit the park. It is starting to rain.
If I had a nickel for every time I'd have 2 nickels. That's not a lot, but it's funny that it happened twice. I can't do his voice. That's horrible. Different Schmerzenfressen.
But I definitely see that fox. I definitely just
I love that fox.
I look at that fox's eyes. They're sneaky.
Hi, welcome to Nobility. This is Lena. How can I help you today?
Hi. Oh, there's something called could I get a 32-ounce pumpkin patch?
Yeah. You want that cold?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And do you happen to do hot teas as well?
Yeah, what kind of tea?
The Regal Plum. Can you do that a hot tea?
Of course.
Okay, fantastic. I'd like one of those as well.
Hi.
Hi.
And do you want anything in the Regal Plum, like any honey or anything?
Oh, no, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
no problem.
it.
So 1 hot Regal honey and 1 hot pumpkin patch?
Uh-huh.
You got it.
All right, thank you.
No problem at all.
Oh, that sounds good. I was gonna get the caramel apple, but that sounds delicious. Look at that. Look at that little thing they got there. Isn't that yum? I love pumpkin stuff.
I love hot tea. A match made in heaven. Or hell.
Okay, so look at this. Look at this right here. This custom brewed tea. Okay, I absolutely love this place. Like, you've got the caramel apple is freaking delicious. We're gonna try the pumpkin patch and pumpkin sticky buns. And s'mores. The fall toddy.
God, they have dairy.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll find out. Like you said, we got the coconut in the pumpkin patch things, which just saved me from getting a because we don't like grape juice in our drinks. That's just disgusting. We don't do that. Ew. But this is so oh, this makes me so happy. Okay, that's enough.
The YouTubes.
There's a lot of people I like does musics on the YouTubes. Oh my goodness, this is so yummy looking. Let's see here. Oh yum. Okay. I'm gonna try a sip.
Are you okay?
It's so good. What?
The condensation dripped onto my pants, and I was trying not to freak out and spill more of it.
Would you like to try some of this? This is fantastic. It is just fantastic.
It is good, except that sugar is crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that, you fucking bitch?
Fuck you. Oh god, I love that. So pumpkin spice chai tea with it says our exclusive pumpkin spice organic enhancer, which is when they add these little crunchy soupy bits into the tea, which is what that is about. And it is so good. It's so good. It's like everything your basic bitch pumpkin spice coffee, everything good about that in chai. And chai tea is like my personal yum thing for reasons and stuff. Yeah.
No, the entrance is like right next to the fork.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not the intersection. It's like right next to the intersection. So it's after that. So we're gonna be coming up on it real soon.
Oh, okay.
It's this patch of land. Yeah, see that little.
Oh wow.
That's it.
Okay. Can I? That looks locked.
That is locked.
Oh. Wait. Well. Okay. Well then, we're not doing that one today. Is this a street?
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's so tiny.
This is why this is Kerrville's quote unquote ghetto. I don't know if I should be naming places.
It's pretty.
Do you mind if people know where you live? Or what city you live?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
What are they gonna do? Show up to my house?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that is a thing that happens.
Oh, that might not be good. So do I turn back up that way? There's a park.
Yeah.
What? I've never actually been to this part of town.
Okay, so there's the cemetery up there.
Oh, that's tiny. And look, there's no actual graves. And it's closed. We can't get up there anyway. It's closed. They closed everything.
Okay.
Okay, on to the next one. Third time's a charm, right?
Let's hope.
I have a little.
You got this.
Yeah.
If anything, it's indicated that all the bumps have been minor.
Oh yeah, no, and we're
easily
definitely
overcomeable.
doing that. It's just one of those things. What day is today? Is today Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday. This Thursday?
Yes, the 10th.
Okay, today's color is green. It's a harvest day. Third square thingy. I don't know what that square thingy means. Fourth quarter. So what is the square thingy? Is it? So that means that the moon is in its. Let's see. What does that square thingy mean? I am not an astrologer. So the square thingy is Gemini. Gemini are twins, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that has something to do with like give and take. That's not my fort.
Gemini's my sign.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no shit.
No shit.
Well, today's your day then. Today's your day. It's your day. I love you. Okay. Well, okay, well, it's in Gemini. And I suppose to act in good faith, even though the chances of somebody else showing up here is incredibly rare, I should wear a mask, right? I should,
It just
right?
sends a good message too. Like, hey, wearing masks is normal and okay, and not a weird thing to be anxious and upset about.
Well, the chances of me having COVID and transferring it to the dead.
You're not wearing a mask because the government tells you to. You're wearing a mask because you choose to, because you understand the risks and the implications.
Right. And also,
And so it's important for you, people like you to speak up, because I'm sure there are people that only wear the mask because they have to, right?
Right.
Because some authority figure told them, if you don't wear the mask, you get a slap on the wrist. Whereas you wear a mask because you understand the medicine and you understand what the science switch tells us.
True, but it's not just that. Let's be entirely honest. I think it looks cool. I like this mask.
I mean, it is very amazing.
It's cute. I like having the different prints.
I mean, if you're going to do that, then you can bring the parasol, because that doesn't fit with your
That's fair. That's fair. Well, then I'll grab the parasol. That's fine. Here, I'm gonna unplug this damn thing. Okay, so zyrtec.
cetirizine. Or cetirizine.
How do you pronounce that? Cetirizine. Cetirizine hydrochloride. Cetirizine? Cetirizine? Cetirizine?
I keep calling it cetirizine.
Zyrtec.
Cetirizine.
Zyrtec.
Off-brand Zyrtec.
Off-brand fucking Zyrtec. Okay. So I don't take... let's see, what's it been? 8 days now? 8 days, I think? 8 days I've stopped taking this. I recently finished up, was it a 72 capsule bottle that I was taking every day, every morning. And before that I was buying these boxes and various bottles and tabs. I've been taking it for years, but off and on. Not so much every day. But I recently stopped. It was suggested to me that I should, try to dry out from it a little bit, see if my allergies were still bad. Meow, meow. Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna go do my thing. Huh? I love you too. So I stopped. Oh goodness, it is wet out here. Ah! Okay, let's get our little parasol. Let's see, I hope this works as an umbrella as well, because it's wet. Whew. Okay, that does work. We'll hold you steady for just a minute. Okay. Alright. Anyway, so yes, about 8 days ago, I finished up that 72 count bottle, and because the only stuff that I had left was this little box that I kept in the car, I just didn't take any. I stopped taking it altogether. Oh, and the rain's coming from that direction, so let's just switch hands. So yes, that's been kind of hellish. I didn't realize that there were consequences to stopping the consumption of zyrtec. So I will tell you about that. Hold on, let's look over here. I'm not trying to step on anything. Let's see here. In between the graves, in between the graves, in between the graves. There is, well, maybe we can see it from here. Let's see. I might be able to zoom in a little bit. I don't think there's a way. So, so yeah, that's a bunch of information and shit, and typhoid fever and a bunch of shit. I don't know. I will read it later or something. It's not. I mean, I'm sure it's cool, and I actually know some of those the members of some of those families. But anyway, so yes. Let me get off of the beaten path a bit. I guess we'll go back over here. Look. Some very beautiful graves. Oh, I'm having difficulty dealing with rain directions. There's not a whole lot of rain in Texas. Not a whole hell of a lot, and typically I'll stay inside. These last couple of days it's been quite rainy actually, and it's chilly, it's cold, it's like in the 50s. I mean, Fahrenheit, right? So I don't know what that is in centigrade, but it's been nice and chilly. It's been comfortable. It's been really nice. I love it. I can wear long sleeves. However, I have quite a lack of experience when it comes to these kinds of things. So I'm not sure how to stop the rain from getting all over the camera and getting all over me, and or even should I? But oh, look, there's a little path. Okay, walk. Oh. If I'm not mistaken, are these sumac berries? Is that what that is? Yeah, look, they're being eaten. So if those are sumac berries, they taste very good with lemonade. Let's see if there's a way to get around here without stepping on anybody's homes. I'm really not trying to cause any issues that way. Let's see here. All those graves here, but if we go here, Lawrence Stone in between, let's see. There's a little just sort of, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Okay, very good. Let's go see what these graves over here are about. There's still there's a lot of them pointed in that direction. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe there used to be a road over on that side or something. Anyway, so, not used to the rain. There's not a lot of it here. We're definitely, there are, oh hey look, there we go. Elaine. I love the colors. The sort of pinky, purpley colors mixed with the green. So, anyway, yes. So, not used to the rain. Good thing to have an umbrella / parasol. This is supposed to be a parasol, but it seems to be working so far as an umbrella. And the rain keeps coming from that direction. Okay. So, at any rate, I've been itchy. I've been very, very itchy. My face itches, my legs itch, my genitals itch, my sides itch, my butt itches, my boobs itch, my shoulders itch, my head itches, my feet itch. Everything itches like crazy. But usually I can ignore it and do these kinds of things. You know, I can just, and just leave it be. Like if I'm sitting and doing work on the computer, especially if I'm inside, it's not that big of a deal. The rain, which keeps changing direction, see, I guess it's getting some of the allergens away, and my allergies are just acting up because of that kind of thing. That, maybe it's... Okay, so what I read was... Look at that! Is that 2 hearts? 2 hearts? What is that? What is that? Go take a peek. Go take a peek. Take a peek. What I read was that it was my histamine reaction restarting. But I heard that there was some kind of class action lawsuit against them. Buckaloo. Air Force, World War II. Did they have the Air... Yeah, they did have the Air Force in World War II. What was it before that? I'm related to quite a few people who are in the Air Force. We've got a bunch of leftover patches and things like that, which I think is neat. Let's see. We'll try not to walk on anybody's homes. We see that as rude. We want to be nice. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, and we're getting wet again. Oops. Should be better about that. Whew. Okay. So anyway, so it's not too bad, and right now it doesn't feel too bad, but we'll go on walks at night when it starts getting dark, because usually that's when it's nice and cool. Oh, Saltermeyers. I know some of them. Morlet. That's the one I was looking at. Because, let's see if I can scoot over this way. Excuse me. I'm just gonna borrow the side of your grave for a minute. Oh, wow. that is kind of coming up, isn't it? Let's see here. It looks like somebody was... What the hell is all that about? Antonio and Opal Morlet. Well, it's a beautiful gravestone. That's why I wanted to look at it. Look at that. 2 hearts and some flowers and... Oh, it's just lovely. And it smells like somebody's got cedar on fire today, which makes sense, because it is, it's nice and wet. And why wouldn't we want to burn while it's wet? Okay, so I'm not sure if I can... Let's see here. So we don't want to step on this grave right there, because we've got some baby boy ender. Maybe they mean gender. Is it William Harold Yeoman? Oh, look at that little... Let's see here. Oh, that's just gorgeous. I don't want to step over the grave. Well, let's see about going around this way. Anywho, that's... Ooh, what is that? Some kind of bird pot thing. See, but this is beautiful. Up against this fence, you sort of see. I mean, it's just gorgeous, right? I mean, I love nature scenes, and this is definitely like not the major part of my childhood, but this area is my young adulthood and lots of drugs. So, and I haven't been to this cemetery in 13 years, so a lot of it seems... I'm having weird feelings of deja vu, and yet also like just sort of a fascinating new look at some of these graves and things I haven't seen in ages. Look at that! See how that's... And it's a shame about the water bottle, but I love how it's shiny, and then there's spots where the moss has been allowed to grow. Oh, that's lovely. Anywho, yes, so we go on walks, and so for the last couple of nights, it's been absolutely horrid. We'll get about a mile out, and the itching just becomes insane, absolutely insane. The worst bit was, I mean, I itched everywhere, but it felt like my rib cage was on fire. It felt like there were thousands of ants crawling all up and down my body, but particularly stinging the shit out of my rib cage. Why would that be? What is all that nonsense over there? Beaver or something or other. Let's go take a peek. Let's see. Is there a way around? Voila. So yeah, and I wanted to, if I had a gun, I may not have survived. It was awful. It was one of the worst feelings. Like, I've had motorcycle accidents, I've broken bones, I've gone through terrible bad trips, there's lots of things that have caused pain and suffering to various degrees. However, this was freaking awful, and I couldn't do anything about it, right? You can scratch, but every time you scratched it made it worse. And it was damaging the skin and stuff. So I'm trying not to scratch, doing my best, make it about a little further, and it would come and go in pulses, and these sort of like angry pulses, and it would just be unfucking bearable. Oh my god, I fucking hated it so bad. Now, eventually, and this was, I think, night 6, I think. So I finally got home after I had to fight screaming in agony. We live in town, so it's really not a good idea to scream in agony. But oh my god, it was awful. And I kept having to stop and almost just buckling in agony. I'm pretty good about stuff. It's just, this was just maddening. And right now my face itches like crazy. My nose itches. I still itch. It's still pretty bad. I think we're on day 8 now. But it's just horrid. So I got home and we made it home and couldn't find Benadryl anywhere. Finally found an old case of Benadryl. I don't know why. I usually have Benadryl all the time. It's a great drug to have. Not to overdose on, but, just to have one. It's a little antihistamine. I decided finally, okay, I'm going to take a Benadryl. We're going to wean off of this. Just a wee little bit. Took a Benadryl and took a shower with some Epsom salts, lavender soap kind of thing, and one of those little scrubby bits. And then I was able to finally calm down. I still itched, but it felt better. Much the same, last night. I went on a shorter walk, and it was still pretty freaking bad. But only went about 3/4 of a mile, and so we got back before it got unbearable. Now look here, I think that's gorgeous. So, Randy liked guitar. It's good taste, I think. So this is what I wanted to look at, actually, and it's not as impressive now that we're up here close. Crenshaw. Uh-oh. That's actually had to be my folks. Here we go. That's actually my kin right here. Oh, goodness. 2005. Oh, hey, there's Laverne. Yeah, these are my kin. Isn't that interesting? And I've got this little bench thing here. Margaret Crenshaw Stodgehill. William Bryan Crenshaw. I'm not sure how close of kin, but we're definitely related. Huh. And it's this little bench here. So look, that is what drew my eye. I'm gonna have to find out how we're related exactly. Let me fix those flowers real quick. But I mean, I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised to find my kin here. I mean, I'll have to do a whole nother video about how some of my folks came to be here. Really not trying to step on your grave, kinsman. Sergeant, U.S. Army. Like, really? You put that on your gravestone? Like, oh. Okay. Okay. Straighten you back up. Oh. Come on. Okay, there we go. That's better. They're a little dusty, but I mean, I guess so. I mean, Randy liked guitar. WB was a sergeant in the Army. Okay. Hail. Anyway, that's good to know. I'm definitely gonna find out how I'm related to them, how far away it is. It's sad you can't see some of these from the road to see exactly who they are. But since I'm on the road, I'm gonna come back this way. So, anyway, it's just awful, okay? So I'm never taking Zyrtec again. I don't know if I'm going to look up and or participate in a class action lawsuit for a couple of days of awful itchiness. But, I mean, because it works, right? Zyrtec works. You take it, the first day it's okay, the second day it's better, but it just basically shuts down a lot of your functioning in terms of histamine reactions. And because we keep killing the motherfucking trees, the trees have evolved to where they have smaller pollen, and that smaller pollen travels further so they can breed, because we cut them all the fuck down, so only the ones with the tiny pollen survive, right? We're making it worse by cutting down the fucking trees. Stop cutting down the fucking trees. But I don't like it when people cut down the trees. That's not nice. This is this odd little. Let's see. Let's go down this way. Ooh, let's do it here. This is much less mud on this little thing. Gotta love these little walkways. I don't know if that's what they're for, but that's what I'm using them for. So, yes. So, allergies are terrible. Interesting. Allergies are absolutely horrible for me, especially here in the Texas Hill Country. Now, anybody who's been here or moved here from other places could probably tell you the same. The allergies are absolutely horrendous here. So I've had lots of Zyrtec, lots of Claritin, Allegra, and all those other things throughout my life. I've tried it all. Zyrtec seemed to be the one that worked the best consistently. But if you take it for a long time and then stop, it hurts. It itches so bad that it hurts. That one's pretty. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Let's see who's buried here. Nice little. It doesn't look as pretty from the front, although I do. It's pretty enough. It definitely looks better from the back. I like this sort of unfinished look. Oh, Lena Mae Grace. Holden. Anywho. Point being, that shit's awful. I don't know if it's awful enough to sue them over, but they definitely should put that on the box or some shit, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to force people to do that kind of thing. There should be a warning. Somebody should say something somewhere, because that shit's kind of annoying. Jewel. That's a pretty name. I think that's a pretty name. See if we can get through here without Elvis. A.C. Otis Noble. That's kind of pretty. But I like this one. See, I love it when the moss grows on them and the lichens and all those kinds of things. That just makes me happy. Same thing about nature taking back over or something. Anywho, so I would suggest if you're taking Zyrtec, taper off. Don't just cut cold turkey. If you don't take Zyrtec, like you saw, I had the little box, right? I'm not gonna throw it away. I'll hang on to it. Because sometimes the allergies get so bad here, you can't fucking breathe. It's like it's choking you the fuck out. That'd be an opportune time to take it. Just be aware that there is a come down kind of thing. Look at, what do you call that? Fuck, I just said it. I'm having a brain fart. Okay, cool. I've only had a little bit of caffeine, just that chai tea, which is good. It's so good. I'm almost done with that. But look at this little stuff here. This must be someone's things. Look, see, over here as well. Looks like somebody's dug into the Satan. It's certainly very neat. I'm not sure what it means. It doesn't mean anything, right? Someone's fucked with the grave. Someone four-legged, perhaps? Who knows? There are a lot of veterans out here. There's another Air Force in Vietnam. Little kitties and all sorts of things. Oh. See, I like this. I like this. If I'm ever stuck in a graveyard, now, I want a runestone, right? And I want to be in a runestone-based cemetery. But I also kind of want to be cremated. I kind of want to be stuck in a little mock-up Viking ship kind of thing and set on fire. But who knows? We'll see what happens. But this is neat. This is nice. This is nice. So if you came to visit her, right? and you loved her, you'd have a nice place to sit. There's a lot of money, right? Most of these, you don't see very many, right? There was a bench over there with Crenshaw. There's a couple of benches here. There's one over there for Mays. We're going to go check that out real quick. But not too many here. Now, at the Mountain View Cemetery, there are quite a few. They're everywhere. And I'm not sure what that is. What makes people decide that they don't want to come visit their loved ones? Which reminds me, I have another cemetery I need to go see. Burnett? Sometimes they get hard to read, which I think gives them more charm. But sometimes I think the people that loved them and knew them are all long gone. Tragic. Cooks, Mays. Let's see. Yes, so I'm related to some people who are Masons. There are a few Masons buried out here, but there's a very specific Mason. There's a couple of Mason graveyards. One of them we were actually going to go to, but it was closed and locked. That'd be you should see some footage of that somewhere. And yeah, so we couldn't go there. Oh, such a pretty tree. We don't have a whole lot of actual trees here. We've got these ash junipers, and we've got shin oaks, but like trees like this, a lot of people live in the luxury of having trees everywhere, but this is some kind of grassland, right? Right. Let's see what's over here. So our trees don't get very big, and I like trees. I like them. Let's see if there's a way of getting around here without stepping on anybody. Sergeant Harold. Oh, somebody. Okay, let's scoot through here. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. So. Blunt. Been a hot minute since I've had one of those. Excuse me. Oh. Grave dirt on my shoes from several graveyards. It happens. Cemeteries, whatever. There is a difference, you know. Okay, so for those who don't know, which I don't think there's very many people, but there's a difference between a cemetery and a graveyard, right? Okay, so a cemetery is this. This is a cemetery. There's no church, right? No churches. A graveyard is a yard for a church or some other place, right? Typically churches, right? But it's a yard for the graves. Oh no, that one is beautiful. I like that. Look at the thieves. Something or other. Can't see, don't have my glasses, but it's very pretty. Very, very pretty. Yes, anyway, so this is a cemetery. A graveyard usually has a church or some other building associated with it. There's probably a lot better way of discriminating between the two, but I'll still occasionally refer to cemeteries as graveyards and graveyards as cemeteries. It's wrong. I know it's technically wrong, but you know, hey, I make mistakes. It's okay. There's those older ones right over there. And look at that! Isn't that neat? Oh. Little Texas heart. Laura Catherine Peanut Burton the Great. Interesting. Jack Burton. He's neat, but doesn't seem as interesting as she does. She seems like quite a character. What's with this, the Kodama? Look at that, look at that. Isn't that neat? I love that. I'm not sure what to make of that. If the Kodama move you, record your visit, and please remember to close the lid tightly. I know I'm a little bit slow, but I mean, I call them land rights. I don't necessarily call them Kodama, but I guess that's Japanese, right? Or is it some kind of Native American thing? I think it's Japanese. It sounds Japanese. Anyway, that's neat. I love little things like that. They make me happy. It's part of the reason I love visiting these places so much. Oof. I'm gonna tip my umbrella. So, whoop. I guess they're not quite town deer, edge of town deer. Let's see. This is a nice little grave. Isn't that interesting? So the grave's actually there, but over here... So the deer are kind of upset that I'm here. I guess that I'm moving in their direction, maybe. The seat, nice little bench over here, and the graves are pointed this way. But the bodies are there. Isn't that neat? What an interesting concept, and I like the fact that they use the rocks. I guess it takes less... It doesn't grow as much grass and stuff, so I guess that takes less water? I don't know that people water graves so much. That kind of seems weird to me. I'm not entirely sure where they're buried, but this seems like a bad idea to be buried so close to the road. But just look at that. No, that was originally where I was thinking about parking there, but that looks like if it's wet, like it is, a 1 or 2 ton car might just melt into there. And I don't want to leave behind a bunch of nasty marks all over the place. Look at that, the fence. We could just crawl right under that. I mean, I wouldn't want to. So, for anybody who doesn't live in Texas, we have castle laws. Now, I don't see them anywhere, but my grandfather, one of my grandfathers, right, so I used to spray paint purple on his fence posts. Now, from what I understand, when you have purple markers, it's supposed to be a sign or symbol of do not trespass. But not only do not trespass, but it's like it means that you've been warned you will be shot. Whew. We don't want to get shot. So, but that is one thing that can happen here, and quite often is threatened. I don't know that it happens all that often, but everything is private property. There's not very many public properties. This is technically private property open to the public, right? Look at these old graves. So what is that? See, it's just like just a rock, but there's a grave there, and this runoff and all this stuff is like... Are they building it up so they can add more graves? Is it just excess dirt? Excuse me, Johansson. There are obviously people buried back here. It looks like there's the makings of a fence. And the smell of the ash juniper. Well, they call it cedar, right? But I've been told that that's not an appropriate name for it. But you can just smell the cedar out here. It smells so good. That wood is so aromatic. And apparently moths hate it too. I love it. But the soil also smells sweet. And yes, I can smell it through my mask. It's amazing what you smell when you quit smoking. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? That thing, what is that exactly? I think these are cute. What is that? Excuse me a minute. I'm not walking on anybody, am I? No? Are we good? I think we're good. What is that? What is this, some kind of wind catching thing? And look, oh hi. Hi. Oh, got a little paper wasp there. Hi. Are you protecting the graves? And they're locked on there, which is good, but then, like, if somebody really wanted to get it, wouldn't they just cut the rope? I mean, or just lift it off of there? I mean, I don't know why they go through the trouble of locking them. And also, let's be fair, so these are master locks, right? I can't quite see from here. Is that master? That one looks like a master lock. I'm not sure about that one. That's not the point. Okay, so the point is that master locks are super easy to crack. And I'll probably do a video about that at some point in time. Oof, we don't want to go through there. That would be rude. Let's see here. So master locks are super easy to get into, and they cost more than they're worth. So you got your cheapo Walmart locks and stuff like that. And you know, they suck. They're so easy to break into. The combo locks, the keyed locks, everything, they just pop right open. But then you got your like master locks and stuff like that, and those are also super easy. They're a little bit harder than like Walmart brand locks, but they're super easy to break into. Ooh. I'm gonna see what that is real quick. That thing right there. It's just probably just fungus growing on a thing, but I just want to look at it real quick. How could I have not seen that earlier? But they just crack right open. Now, what an interesting thing I found. So I don't shop at the Dollar Tree anymore because they're an exploitative company. Incredible, just horrible. They're just horrible. But I bought some locks from the Dollar Tree, which were garbage. However, they were much harder. Simwald? They were much harder to unlock than master locks. So I guess keep that in mind. There's little, I'll show it sometime. Anyway, they're just awful. Look at that. Okay, somebody lives down there. Yeah, somebody lives down there. I don't know who does. Somebody does. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Sort of black velvety stuff. It's cute. It's cute. So, yeah. Also, might I bring up something else that's been giving me a lot of anxiety recently is, well, so, I mean, I keep hearing about it, right? It's not something that I personally pay attention to, but occasionally I'll scroll through Reddit and they'll talk about things and people keep bringing this shit up. So I might as well give my 2 cents. I don't think there's graves here. I think this is just a patch. I thought that one's red. Okay. But gender reveals. Gender reveal parties. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they neutral? Okay. So let's put it this way. Let's see. Oh, that one's pretty. I like that. I like that. I know. It's so bad, right? Like it's this handmade concrete stone for somebody who died in the 40s. But I mean, look at it. It's got that. It's got that shape. There's just a crack in it. That's right there. I mean, it literally looks like somebody was just trying to draw a gravestone. Like it's just it. Anyway. Yeah. So, what is gender, right? Like, I like my gender. But it's a really complicated subject, right? But what it essentially boils down to, and I've had a lot of different opinions that have changed over the years, obviously, and what it boils down to is people know, people feel who they are. Essentially, they more or less, look at this real quick, they more or less know themselves. Hold on, look at this. Isn't that just gorgeous? People more or less know who they are, and sometimes it's fluid, and sometimes it is a certain way. I myself was trained by a cis heteronormative society to act and feel a certain way that was not authentic to the way that I felt on the inside. So we ended up with all sorts of weird crap. But essentially, there's always been that feeling inside that, like, okay, so I know what's really going on. I just can't share it. And I certainly can't express it too much because then it gets it's scary. But people more or less privately and in their subconscious know who they are and what they feel like. That's neat. Concrete cowboy. So, when a child is born... Okay, give us just a second. Somebody's calling me on my telephone. Give me a second. Meh. Oh. What's her? Give me a second. I'll be back. Okay. So, yes. Oh, it's about time to go get some lunch. I know it's... I don't know what to get. I'm gonna find something yummy. H.L. Washburn. Isn't it interesting how they do the graves like that? Like, that is so Ingram. It is so... What they call them cedar hackers. Anywho, I personally think... And I'm open. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Or, if you want to talk about it, discuss it, whatever. VH. I think for the vast majority of human beings, for the vast majority of history, that, your gender most likely lines up with your genitalia, lines up with stuff, but who knows? It's not binary, left or right, black, white, one or the other. It's a lot of the time, it's kind of, it's not binary. It's a spectrum, right? So to force, is it Yule or Jewel? Taekwondo. That person likes Taekwondo. Liked Taekwondo. Look over here. This is what I was trying to point out earlier. stand up over here. If somebody, I think the vast majority of people won't be terribly uncomfortable with a semi-rigid gender structure. It works to some degree, right? But there are a lot more of us. When I say us, I refer to queer-identified individuals who don't fit the structural norms. Then there are... there's a lot more of us than you would think. Oh, look at here. Look this way. So, being that there are a lot of us that are very hidden, people will say, well, throughout history, this isn't whatever. The truth of the matter is that queer people get erased throughout history. There's a lot of queer history that gets just thrown under the rug, or in the case of some, well, okay, that's going to be a totally different rant, and we'll need to get on that. But I don't know that it's fair to assign gender to your children. I'm not sure how I feel about the whole they be thing, but you know, it'd be an interesting experiment, and I'd love to see how that goes. Oh, look over here, he's pretty. Look at that. I like that heart. It looks like, well, I mean, let's see. Anyway, I'm not sure that it's right to assign a gender to a child. You know, I appreciate my upbringing. I appreciate all of those male-centric things that I got to participate in, but it didn't feel right. I appreciate it now because it's part of who I am, but it did not feel right, and it would not have been good. So I'm not sure that it's appropriate to give your child a gender based on their genitalia. I'm sure for the vast majority of people, I do want to look at this one real quick. For the vast majority of people, it works. It probably does. See, that's so much prettier on the back than it is on the front. I want a black runestone. That sounds lovely. Now, so when it's like, so basically everyone who made an "it's a boy" thing when I was born lied. I was wrong. They were very wrong. It's not their fault they were wrong, but they were wrong. And whether they want to admit it or not, certainly they didn't intend it to be this way. They caused me severe psychological damaging by forcing me to do things that did not conform to my neurological structure, did not conform to my emotions. They forced me to conform to shit, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Anyone who knows me can tell you that. It's definitely when my mother had a lot easier time getting used to the idea. Look at the atmosphere there. Look at that. Like, it's definitely gray and dreary to some degree, but it's just something about that area. So I don't necessarily think that it's I don't know that that's great to force people into. Again, I've got mixed feelings about it. So I think that maybe if we had a better society where children were more allowed to pick and choose or move between things. And I know it's a lot harder to say, well, how does that look in action? How does that actually perform? How does that function? It's very difficult to say that because I don't know all the factors. I don't, but I do know what it feels like to live in an area where the only trans people, other than myself, that I knew growing up, were ridiculed by the entire town, and where people got killed for being queer. So, yeah, I mean, it's better now. It's getting a little better, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to do, gonna have to be honest, I really have to pee, so I'm gonna have to do a, follow-up. Oh, my goodness. There's some of my kinfolk. Let's see here. What do we got? PA. And Elizabeth Jane. That's my great-grandfather and great-grandmother. I have a cane that he used to walk with. That's PA, and here's Ronald David. Uncle David? Sorry, I'm having a moment. Oof. He was a very sweet man. He was a very, very sweet man. I have some very fond memories of him. He was, he had some serious head trauma, and so he lived with my grandfather for a long time. And there's PA's father, PA. See. Oh, I have to come back here. I see, this shows how, like, I know all this stuff about my family, but where, see, I'm not paying attention sometimes. These are my folks. These are my people. And I'm getting all upset about this. I really have to pee, so I need to come back and, whew. Well, that's kind of rough. Okay. Well, that was interesting how I just so happened to park right by some of my folks. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna have to come back and say hi. Oof. Okay. I have to go pee. So, just fuck off.